Greetings. We are the Self Esteem Trio, and we've just had a lovely talk about new ideas coming up for our group and how we can better serve you. We're just thrilled. Things are just flowing, and that is one of the most important things to talk about. When you've healed yourself, when you've committed to serving others, and you have a business, and then collaborations happen, things start to just flow, and it becomes easier and easier to have what we want in our lives. For me, number one has been the fulfillment of starting this group of mine and in our other groups here, spreading the word about how important it is to feel good about ourselves and present our gifts to the world. You know, it's a stressful time out there, so we need to do that more and more. And what I wanted to talk about today was a big part of my life and my growth, and it hurt like hell to I guess, attract, maybe as a really sensitive, shy kid that moved all around the world. And never really established a lot of close friends early on. Well, I tended to attract people that would want to push me around and manipulate me. And I think I've said this before, but I became a master chameleon. So, you know, whatever you needed, I could deliver. Yeah. And then you were slightly different. You know, man, I figured you out. I know what you need, just so I could be liked. And essentially, we all want to be loved. So I think what happened for me, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think, was first of all becoming aware of the pattern. And I didn't have a lot of support saying, you know, that's not a great pattern. It was just what was. I got pushed around and told what to do in my early days in my medical research career. But knowing that that's not good for myself, or wasn't good for my self-esteem, becoming aware of it. And then I had so many emotions, and I was taught by my English mom, Sara, that you didn't show your emotions, and a military dad. So I would go cry in my bedroom by myself at night and just cry, because it hurt so much. And I think it's part two, you know, first becoming aware of the pattern, but number two, allowing the processing of these feelings. And I would add, you know, tapping, because that helps release them much more quickly. Letting that be okay. And then thirdly, you know, it doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3. It can be sort of a mix, but making a choice, you know, wait a minute, and especially with our groups here supporting each other. That's why we've created them, so we can help you and each other to just go, no, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, I want to shine my own little light, you know, or big light, and feel good about myself, and get sick of being hurt and stepped on. So I'd love to know what you guys think about bullies and narcissists, and how they've affected your lives. Maybe Sara, did you care to start?
Yeah, well, I definitely, growing up, got called names in school, and I've definitely felt kind of targeted for, I guess, how I've looked. You know, when I was in school, I've got quite plump lips, curly hair, you know, and people would take you know, call me names because of that. But I think when we are kind of approaching this topic of bullying, I think there are 3 different things that we can look at right now. And I think how you deal with being bullied is important to look at. How you deal with the bully is important to look at. And then how you heal from being bullied is important to look at as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, when somebody is bullied, a lot of their sabotaging beliefs could have stemmed from that, you know, from the names or whatever they were called. You know, a lot of if you grew up thinking you're fat or you're stupid or whatever, it could have been the root cause of being bullied from a young age. So bullying can play a big part in our low self-esteem. But I think how you deal with being bullied is understanding that hurt people. And when you are filled with pain and anger, that portrays, you spill that onto everybody else, don't you? Because you're hurting.
If you don't know any other way, you're not taught anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't know any other way. And I think the biggest thing to kind of to learn to understand is not to take it personal, because it's not a reflection on you. And
It's huge.
If bullying really affects you, you're going to say, okay, no, I believe, maybe I am this, maybe I am that, maybe the bully is right, maybe this is true. But I think if you learn to dissociate and say, this isn't a reflection of me, this is a reflection of you, I think that's an empowering state of mind. And of course, when you believe that to be true, your actions and how you deal with that then is going to be more empowering to you. So I think these are the things that we need to look at. And in terms of healing from being bullied, gosh, I mean, there are many different things. I mean, I have, and I've tried with my clients before, a forgiveness and healing technique, which is writing a letter down to this person. You don't have to give it to them as such if you don't want to, but writing a letter down and saying, this is how I feel. This is how I felt as a result of what you did to me, and I didn't deserve that. And, getting it all out and really addressing how it made you feel, and also telling that person that they were wrong to do that, telling that person that they were wrong, that you didn't deserve that you are a good person and that you didn't do anything to provoke this kind of bad behaviour. And then, so writing this letter, and a thing that I've done as well before, if I've had similar situations with other people, is written this letter down and then burnt it. And for me, it feels like a release. And it feels watching the paper burn and getting rid of all the emotions, it actually has helped me. So that's a great way of, maybe getting rid of maybe some emotions that you're still harboring as a result of being bullied by people.
Yeah, it's very ritualistic.
Yeah.
Like I can imagine punching a punching bag. I don't have one, but I've done pillows,
Yeah.
It gets it out, it's not fair, etc.
No, it's not. But I think as also as well, when you are dealing with the kind of bullies or people who are treating you bad, I think standing up for yourself is key. As we know, bullies prey on people who are seen. So people who seem quiet, who seem weak, who seem like they can't stand up for themselves. And we hear this all the time. You stand up to a bully, they will leave you alone. And as scary as that is, there is truth in that, because you're showing that no, I'm not going to deal with this. And it doesn't have to mean that you retaliate in the same way they would.
Right.
But it does mean that you own your voice and you say, I don't deserve that being said to me, that isn't true. And be aware of how you speak, be aware of your body language, and really show that no, I'm not going to put up with that. But for you to get to that place, you have to first believe that no, this isn't right.
Yeah.
If you don't believe that and you believe what these bullies are saying, you're going to really not retaliate as you should, really, aren't you? So
exactly. And when I was younger, I always had, my biggest thing was realizing that it wasn't about me. It was always about them. It was their insecurity or something that they're dealing with. Because if you look at a bully, they always look like they're in pain most of the time, or they're trying to portray something that they're not.
False bravado, yeah.
Right. And as we're all chameleons in a way, we can morph into whatever we want to be. And when they sense something that you are afraid to morph into your true self, they're going to come after you. They sense that fear, they sense that doubt that you have in yourself, and maybe your actions or your mannerisms or the behaviors that you put out. And you just have to know that, one, it's not anything to do with you, it's their insecurities, but you also have to be aware of your self-worth. And you have to be aware of how important and how valuable you are, because if you understand that you are worthy, then you're not going to take that. Like Sara said, you're going to stand up to the bully and say, look, no, you know, just because I'm a nice person, you can't take advantage of that, you know?
Yes.
And I think one of the biggest places right now for bullying is not only in schools and in younger kids, but I think in the workplace. There's a lot of bullying that goes on in the workplace. And if you're a people pleaser, and I always say I'm a recovering people
I know, me too.
you know, I used to try to do, oh yeah, sure, I'll do whatever. They take advantage of that. And that's when a bully actually can take power away from you, is when they sense a desire that you want to be of help or something like that. They're going to step in and take advantage of that and bully you. And you have to be able to say no. And you have to distance yourself. I think that's the best thing. If you're able to distance yourself from that person and limit your interactions, I think that's probably the best thing you can do. Sometimes that's not possible. Sometimes it's possible. You know, and you can't. You have to be willing to stand up for yourself. Sara is absolutely 100% correct. You have to be able to do that. And if you can't, find someone to talk to.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it's okay to be open and say, look, I don't like that. Don't talk to me that way.
I found in the medical field that men were very comfortable going, no, I'm not doing that. Or, well, here's what I think. And I'd just be like cowering, you know, as a 20-year-old in the beginning. And now working energetically so much, I've found that it's not so much about having my feminine energy act like a man. It's like I'm going to balance the male and the female energy within my system. Male energy being productive, being assertive, being, here's an idea, how about this? Which is actually more of a feminine quality of working as a team, and but reflective and kind of caring about everyone on the team, not excessively, but that's more of a feminine trait, to want to work as a team member and get the best out of everyone. The last thing that came to mind when you were talking about body language is just this study I heard about, where these criminals were asked to watch people walking down the street in New York City. And they would say the ones that stood up tall and walked assertively to their destination, didn't look around like this, they weren't going to go for that person and steal their wallet or their purse. But the ones that were kind of hunched over and looked afraid, probably were afraid, those were the ones they were going to go after. So just to remember that we are worthy and we can be strong, and we're here to support you, and just love to hear your thoughts about this topic in the comments when we're done here.
Yeah. And if anybody does feel like they need to reach out to one of us, you know, we can always private message us, and, you know, we can always offer support in case you don't want to put kind of your experiences out into the group.
Right. That's a good point, Sara.
Because, do you know what? I think it's something that so many people can relate to. You know, so many people are going to be able to relate to you and be there for you. But I think, you know, definitely finding your voice, owning your voice, and it's not easy. Oh my God, it can be one of the most intimidating, scary things to do, to stand up to somebody who has been causing you a lot of pain and discomfort by bullying you. But like with growing your self-esteem, it's sometimes not easy, but it's necessary and essential.
So worth it.
And so liberating.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, it really is. I remember my first time I had to have a conversation with somebody who was she was in my family. She wasn't a very nice person. And I remember the first time I had to speak my voice, and before that, like you two, I was a people pleaser through and through. And I remember thinking to myself, and I didn't sleep the night before, and I was thinking, I'm going to say, no, you're wrong. No, that's not right. And I was so scared, but I knew that I had to do it because I needed to, and I was worth it, and my voice deserved to be heard. So I did it, and it was scary, but I felt so proud of myself after, because it was just not something that I would ever have done. So my point is, it will be scary, and we're not going to tell you it's not, but the courage that you have, the courage that you need, you have it within you. You just got to find it, and you're going to feel you're going to feel so liberated after.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Can I add one thing?
Yeah.
You have to remember not to bully yourself as well.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, you know, we talked about inner gremlins. We talked about that. When you say negative stuff to yourself, you're essentially bullying yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to be aware of your thoughts and make sure that you're not the one contributing to your increase in your self-esteem.
And I think we have been. So just being aware of it and just going, whoa, it's not just the people outside. Yeah, I've got to start inside as well. Brilliant point. Brilliant point.
Everything starts with self-examination.
Yeah, self-awareness. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you both. Very powerful conversation. Appreciate you both so much.
See you guys later.
Talk soon in our coffee chats.
Yeah.